Dream it, build it, live it. That's not just a catchy 1980 style line. It's exactly what this administration has been working toward for the last 3 years. We created the Vision 2030 plan in partnership with the University of Memphis and our Board of Mayor and Aldermen. And we built it around what you and our residents told us you wanted. And the message is loud and clear. You wanted more engagement, more events, more restaurants, more things to do, and more reasons to be proud to call Bartlett home. Well, you wanted engagement? We heard you. In 2022, the city had about 40,000 total social media followers, roughly 200,000 total views. Today, we're sitting at 260,000 followers and 101 million annual views. Even Kit from Knight Rider would say, that's fast. And he was AI before AI was cool. But it just wasn't engagement that needed a jump start. Since we've taken office, building permits have increased over 17%. Planning Commission housing approvals have jumped 34%. And it wasn't only housing. Since taking office, business licenses have increased by 20%. We've also cut retail vacancies in half, from 6% to 3% or lower. In true 1980s fashion, we just didn't nudge the volume, we cranked it up. And we're not slowing down, but momentum only matters if the foundation can support it. And that brings us to the part no one gets excited about, infrastructure. It's not exactly Miami Vice material, but in 2022, we had no way to expand our industrial park into the area that had already generated over $8 billion in gross regional product. Without capacity, we were just simply stuck. No growth, no expansion, no opportunity. Today, the story is different. We worked with the city of Memphis to secure an approval solution, and we now are in the design phase with the fix that will open up 300 plus additional acres for development. And that expansion alone has the potential to generate another $3 billion in gross regional product for Bartlett. So what am I saying? In the immortal words of Dirty Dancing, nobody puts Bartlett in a corner. We are moving and we are back with a capital B. Dreaming, build it, live it. That's not just a slogan, it's our path forward.
Good evening. Hope y'all enjoying our 80s theme this year. We let Johnny Carson go last year. We're going to try the 80s theme this year. And this is as hip as I could get as Don Johnson was putting on a pastel shirt. So I really want to thank our elected officials, our city staff, our community partners, and most important, the residents that proudly call Bartlett home. Thank you for being here tonight. It's both an honor and a responsibility to stand before you tonight and deliver the State of the City address. Tonight is more than reporting on budgets, projects, and plans. It's about our shared story, where we've been, where we are today, and where we're boldly going together. Before we can get started, I want to take a moment to recognize some of the members in the audience this evening. And in the audience this evening, we have State Senator Brent Taylor somewhere, and I can't see for the lights. Brent, thank you for coming tonight. We have our Judge Brown. You're here somewhere? There we go. See you out there now. Judge Frank Avella. Back there, I see a hand waving there. We have, I think, 3 of our aldermen. I don't know if anybody else has walked in, but Alderman Brad King, Alderman Robert Griffith, and Vice Mayor Jack Young with us tonight. And our other partners in the city that are team players with us is Shelby County Commissioner Mick Wright. There's Mick right there. And Mick, I just want to publicly thank you for your service on the County Commission. You've been a blessing to Bartlett, You've represented us well, and we're certainly going to miss you on the county commission. And last but not least, our other partners is school board members Miss Shirley Jackson and Brian Woodruff. And yep, got everybody. So, before I move on, all the ones I just mentioned, I just want to thank your service, to what you've invested in your time and resources and your input into our community around here, because you're making a difference and you're serving. And I want to thank you for serving our great community the way you have. Give them all a round of applause. Over the past 3 years, we've faced challenges, but we've overcome them with a sound vision and a whole lot of determination. Tonight, you will hear about the progress from our directors, from our school superintendent, from our public-private partners, and I want to say thank you to all the public-private partners we have that help make up that $8 billion of economic regional output here in Bartlett. So fasten your seatbelts. We're about to jump-start the DeLorean and go for a ride. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show on the road.
Good afternoon and evening to everyone from Washington, D.C. I do want to say I'm sorry I can't be with you there in Bartlett, but with today's state of the city, I want to say what you already know. Bartlett is a great place to live, run a business, and raise a family. Dr. David Stevens runs a great school system. Chief Gately is a top leader for the fire department. Chief Cox runs one of the finest police departments in the country. And you have solid leadership from your aldermen. Vice Mayor Jack Young, Alderman Brad King, Alderman Robert Griffin, my friend Alderman David Reeves, Alderman Monique Williams, and Alderman Kevin Quinn. The ringmaster is Mayor David Parsons, who is continuing a strong line of succession of really good mayors in Bartlett. I'm proud of Mayor Parsons' vision and leadership for Bartlett, and I know that he is delivering a good message for you during the state of the city. Now, I'm also excited to share some good news. I like delivering good news. I've helped secure $1 million in federal funding for the Bartlett Sewer Equalization Tank Installment Project. This project is a major priority for Bartlett, and it's crucial to Bartlett's future growth. You know that I'm glad to help Bartlett however you need me. Let me close by thanking all of you. You live in a really great community. You all work hard to make Bartlett the best it can be, and it works. May God bless you all.
We are very thankful to have a congressman like David Kustoff, who is a friend of Bartlett and has always been a good friend of Bartlett. So, David, I know you can't hear us, but when you do see us, we thank you for all your service. And so, Mr. Jim, you mind telling us who's up next?
All right, Mayor. Coming up next, we have our division manager of the Bartlett Animal Shelter, Angela Klein. Accompanying Angela is Director of Public Works, Matt Crenshaw.
Wow. You know, we had a recent January 24th ICE event that brought a lot of challenges to our city, and certainly to our Public Works Department. And they're responsible for keeping our roads clear and safe as possible. Can we give kudos to the Public Works Department during the ice storm?
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Matt, since we're talking about ice and snow, and hopefully that's all behind us now.
Amen.
There's been a lot of questions about it. How many snowplows do we have?
So actually, we have 6 trucks, and 5 of those are equipped with plows. We have quite a few catchy names for them. We have Snowrilla. We have Snowlean, which is very catchy. I aggravate Todd quite a bit with that, because once that jingle gets in your head, you can't get it out. Melton John, Sir Melton John, so yes, sir.
Oh, me. If you'd like to sponsor one of those, you can see me afterwards. And Matt, how much salt do we keep on hand? How much do we use during this event? How did that kind of compare to days gone by?
So we actually have two salt domes. We have the capacity to hold about 800 tons of material. This past event was very challenging for us. We ended up using about 550 to 575 tons to get results. That's probably about a little better than double what a normal winter snow event would be.
So then with all the roads that we plowed, Matt, so if we was to put all that together, how many miles was that?
With our primary and secondary routes together combined, that's about 230-something miles. So you could, to put that in perspective, that would be like plowing or spreading material from here to the east side of Nashville.
Wow.
We had to do that multiple times over with those same trucks in order to get results with this event. This event had many challenges. As some of you may have seen, the National Weather Service posted the last 100 years, we've never seen an event like this in this area.
Were the ice stuck around that
With the
long?
ice stuck around, well, I'd say 10 days, but
Well, Matt, the ice hadn't even started melting and the phone began to ring. When are you gonna pick up my trash? And tell us how trash and ice and snow plowing, how does that all work together?
it's challenging. So when it started, so we were already, the day it started, I think it was January the 24th, and so that week previous, we had Martin Luther King Day, and so we were not necessarily behind a day, but we were off a day with that schedule. So that Saturday, we anticipated picking up Martin Luther King Friday for that particular holiday on that Saturday, and we weren't able to do that. And so we went 6 days without picking up trash in Bartlett. And so we knew that, especially the Friday route, we needed to get after it and get the garbage off the streets for our citizens. So on that 7th day, we took a risk, and we felt like we could get it done in our solid waste department. Started picking up that week, and we picked up 6 days routes, 4 days, and that's never been done before. So,
Thank you. I heard on day one you had to get some help. We had a truck stuck?
we had quite a few trucks stuck. Our general maintenance division came out with some loaders and some backhoes and a couple of crews, and they helped pull around and drag around. They got it done with no incidents and no accidents.
Amen to that. So, Matt, can you tell us about any of the current projects that the department's working on?
We might not have enough time for that, but I'll expound on a few of those. So we have 3 fueling sites here in the city that our, well, all of our city, police, fire, public works, parks, everyone relies on for fill our vehicles and equipment. And so those facilities have been around for 30 plus years, and so we're in the process of replacing the underground storage tanks, fuel storage tanks on those. We started last year with the one we're currently working on, the second one, look to finish the third one, 27. Being proactive and doing the right thing.
Thank you, Matt, for your leadership. And speaking of public works, many might not realize, but the animal shelter is one of the divisions under public works. And tonight we've got the director of the animal shelter, Angela Klein, and her special guest is Pebbles down here, and who's doing an awesome job. Angela, how long have you worked for the city?
I've been here for 24 years.
24 years, wow. And do you want to say something about who's your guest tonight? And I've had a lot of people thinking that might be the mascot for Public Works. You want to elaborate on that?
She's about 4.5 years old, and she started coming to work with me when she was just a puppy. Isn't that cool how you get to bring your dog to work with you every day? But she's just been around, and she's made the rounds to, I think, every city building there is at some point or another. And she's participated in the Christmas parade for Public Works for a couple of years in a row now.
Looking good. So over your 24 years, what kind of type of animals at an animal shelter have you ran across?
Well, I've run across, dealt with horses, cows, bulls, Gila monster, a kangaroo,
Wow.
an African serval, and a wallaby.
Who would ever thought that in Bartlett? So I've heard the shelter has once again achieved a no-kill status by best friends. And so when we say no-kill, what does that actually mean?
Every animal that enters the door, 90% or above are either adopted or claimed or TNR'd. And we actually have done this 2 years in a row, and in 2025, we were at 91%.
That's a pretty amazing stat then. So, so how many animals did we take in 2025?
861.
861. So here's another term that a lot of folks might say to hear is TNR. Can you explain how this process works for our residents?
When there's an area with multiple cats, we will go out, set a trap. It is a live humane trap. We bring them in and we give them vaccines, we neuter them, and we release them back out into the area that they came from if they are not adoptable. Some of the cats are what we would call feral or community cats. But if we get one in a trap that is able to be adopted out, that is friendly, we will go that route instead.
So eventually with time, the feral cats will decline.
The colony will stabilize itself. Once a colony is established, they don't really let new cats in. And if they're all fixed, spayed and neutered, then they're not reproducing, adding to that population either way. So eventually the colony will.
Thank you. We recently went through this winter storm, and the shelter accomplished something that had not been done since the doors opened in 2003. Every animal had a warm, safe place to ride out the storm. So, Angela, will you elaborate on how many animals were adopted, and tell how did the Bartlett community step up during the storm?
Our residents in our community stepped up big time. They heard the call, and even if they couldn't take one themselves, they were sharing our plea for help. And by Friday morning, everyone was gone. There wasn't any animals left. They were all into foster homes. None.
That says a lot for you, our Bartlett community, and so thank you all for stepping up. And so can we give a round of applause for Angela, Pebbles, and Matt? Thank y'all for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
And as Bob Barker would say, help control the pet population, have your pets neutered and spayed. Can't forget the play toy.
Bartlett, Tennessee's hometown golf course has some big upgrades coming. Brand new TIF Eagle greens, new irrigation system, renovated clubhouse, fully stocked pro shop, a top tracer range system, and a state-of-the-art golf simulator. Expected reopening on Labor Day, with improvements coming in early 2027. The Quail Ridge Golf Course, your hometown course.
Jim, can you tell us who's next?
Coming up next, Mayor, we have from the Bartlett Public Library, Felicia Knox, and from Quail Ridge Golf Course, Chris Sparks.
Give them a round of applause. Thank you, Felicia. Hey, Chris, how you doing? We're going to start off with Miss Felicia. How is the library evolving to meet the changing needs of Bartlett's growing community?
We're making some changes now, and we're going into our second year of being the independent Bartlett Public Library. And so some of the changes that we're making, look, I didn't mean to bring my notes, but since I have them, I won't miss anything.
You're prepared.
I'm prepared. But we've expanded. Our two most popular programs are our pre-K readiness and our toddler time. So we have expanded those that we'll now offer toddler time on Wednesdays from 10:30 to 11, and then again from 11:15 to 11:45 for people who need an option to make either session. We've also expanded our pre-K readiness. It's now Mondays and Tuesdays from 10:30 to 11:30. So our two most popular programs now, we have patrons that have an option to pick more than one, or they can attend both if they want to.
Wow, you said toddler time.
Toddler
So if I need anybody to entertain them, we could always send Todd Halford over there, couldn't we?
That's it.
So what new initiatives has the library introduced this year to strengthen the community engagement and learning?
Well, we want to make sure that the community knows we're here for the city of Bartlett, so we go to our senior centers at least once a month and do on-site programming with them. I have a new children's librarian who has seamlessly joined the staff, and we are now expanding to go to some of our child care centers, pre-K centers, to do some work on-site with them for people who can't come to the library as regularly as they would like to.
That's pretty amazing. What investment's been made today to ensure the library remains modern and an innovative space for the future?
Well, we just finished our very first strategic plan, and I thank all of you, some of the aldermen, some school board members were in attendance, several city employees were in attendance for some of those sessions, and so we have a new strategic plan that addresses some issues for the library that we hope will help, such as collection development, making sure that we are choosing the right materials for our patrons, staff development, professional development, making sure that they are aware of the trends and resources coming to libraries throughout the country now. We want to allocate better space. We expanded our pre-K readiness and our toddler time because some of our spaces are small. We would get large numbers of people. We don't like turning people away, so we're expanding the programs, and we're coming up with a plan to reallocate some of our space so that we can better serve the community. And then lastly, we're enhancing our marketing and our community outreach, such as, the Bartlett Fall Fest, we table there. Bartlett Expo, we'll be at the Bartlett Expo. We're always in the schools. Several of us have read all week for Read Across America. We really want to be into the community and let people know that this is a hub, it's a resource for everyone in Bartlett.
Thank you, and I know it's not in our notes, but veterans, Memorial Day is coming up. Veterans are very dear to so many of our hearts and all, and that's something that we started 2 years ago or a year ago. Can you tell the veterans in the crowd what we're doing with them?
We have the veteran services that come every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. There's a veteran service officer on site that will help you file your disability claims. One of my cousins came last week. He's a Navy veteran. My father, an Army veteran. So I come from a long line of people who have served our country, and I am very happy and proud to offer that resource for people every Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Thank you. And so how's the library contributing to Bartlett's overall economy and strength?
We are trying to partner with small businesses to bring resources to the community. We have some laptops now that we share with the city where we're able to start doing some computer classes, teaching people how to use the computer, do some Libby workshops for people who use our audiobook resources. We've had resume workshops, real estate planning. We even have someone coming from Memorial Park Cemetery who wants to teach people how to plan for a funeral. So we're partnering with lots of different people in the community and bringing those resources into the library for you.
Well, thank you, Felicia, for all your hard work. And next we have another one of our public-private partnerships, Mr. Chris Sparks with Mallard Point Golf Club. Chris, glad to have you with us tonight. And one of the questions that everybody hears over and over and over, why you wanted to bring Quail Ridge back. Can you explain that just a little bit?
Yeah, so I grew up here. My partner, Mo, who really wanted to be here tonight, he couldn't be here. He's at his clinics down in Lexington, Mississippi, taking care of some things. He lives here. We both grew up playing the course. We loved the course. The opportunity was there for us to bring it back. We want it to be one of the premier public courses around. And we think we've got a good plan in place to do that and just make everybody that lives in Bartlett proud to be part of that golf course.
Thank you. I love that. I love that spirit. And do you have a projected time for the golf course to play? Playing again?
Yeah, so Mo's wife, Tika, she's an interior designer, and she's doing great things in the clubhouse right now. We're trying to work all through all that. She's trying to figure out the restaurant. We're going to, everybody said we want a restaurant. We want a restaurant. She's figuring all that out for us. She's doing great. We leave that to her, and then she kind of just tells us what to do. You know how wives are. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
My
We'll
wife.
attest to that.
My wife does the same thing, and it's the best. They keep our synergy going.
I think it's going to be phenomenal.
We hope to have the clubhouse and range open, I would say, probably mid-April. We were a little behind. We wanted April 1st. The ice storm kind of put a damper on that. We hope to have, the clubhouse, the banquet, the driving range, all that open by April. The golf, we're going to have to strip the greens, replant them. We hope to have that done starting June 1st. We want to be planting the greens. Then we've got an 8 to 10 week period of grow in once we do that. So our goal is to have play by Labor Day. That if we can hit our goal of June 1st, that gives us 12 weeks to Labor Day. So not a lot of leeway, but a little leeway. But I think we did the same thing at Mallard. We took over about the same time. We were doing everything we did there, and we were open Labor Day. Now we there's factors of weather and stuff like that we can't account for. But we're 90% sure that we can hit that. We got to leave that 10%.
So we really need these 70s and 80s to stay right here, right?
Yes, 100%.
And, just inside the clubhouse, we did have a pro shop, and I've heard people talk about golf simulators. Is that
Yeah, so on the range, part of the range will have Top Tracer. If you've gone to Top Golf, or it's a driving range on steroids, kind of. It's for the golf geek. You'll be able to hit your ball. It'll give you the flight of your ball, the spin of the ball. There'll be a lot of that on the range for the golf geek. And then we're going to have a state-of-the-art simulator in the clubhouse. We're working on trying to find the right place for it. So on rainy days, you can come out and work on your game in there. And we don't want the residents of Bartlett to have to drive all the way into Memphis to Edmund Watts to get their stuff. We're going to have everything in that pro shop. We'll be able to fit your clubs, find the right ball for you. We'll be able to do all that for you in that pro shop.
Good. That's definitely something that's well needed. And, Chris, I was just looking the other day, and from the age 18 to 34 age group is now the largest segment of on-course golfers. 63 million participants now. And that's a 38% increase from 2019 figures. And so this age group right here, are you expecting to have more than just regular scrambles? And will you be seeking out the high school and college state tournaments at our facility?
Yeah, so, we will be the home course for the Bartlett Panthers. And I've talked with the men's golf, the boys golf coach. I haven't had a chance to speak with the girls golf coach yet. We spoke last week trying to work out things about when we get open and everything. I know they have their simulators that they practice on now. Just trying to figure everything out. And we really want to be there. I've hosted 4 state tournaments at Mallard Point for Mississippi 6A golf, boys and girls. I'm going to reach out to the TSSAA and try to get one here in Bartlett. But we want to bring, the Bubba Conley was one of the biggest tournaments at Quail Ridge back in the day. We want to try to get it back. We're going to reach out to the Tennessee Golf Association, try to get a 4-ball tournament, try to get one of their section tournaments. We're going to have at Mallard every Wednesday morning's Ladies' Day. We're going to have a Ladies' Day where it's just the ladies can just play from opening to noon. And we'll have clinics. We'll have junior clinics, ladies' clinics. We plan to have something for everybody.
Great. Then, just in closing, can you just briefly speak to how maybe we can work with the schools and get maybe some turf management things and where we can get dual credits with the high school?
Yeah, so I did that when I was in school. I went to Penn State. I have a turf degree from Penn State. My son did that. He's in turf school right now. He's at Kaiser University in turf school. He's following me. I don't know why, but he loves it. So we want to do that. PGM program, the Professional Golf Management Program. Mississippi State has a huge program, a PGM program. We maybe work with them to get this. Golf is growing. Since COVID, we have to thank COVID. That was one of the good things that came out of COVID was golf grew, and it grew a lot. That brought that 18 to 33 range of people. We have more Ole Miss students that play at Mallard from Oxford in the afternoons right now than anybody else. So as golf grows, they're going to need people to work in the golf industry, to run a golf course, to do the turf, to be we would like to try to reach out and work with the schools to get programs like that. Like I said, I reached out to the golf coach that we're going to be hiring here soon. A lot of my South Panola students that's on the golf team down at Mallard work in the cart barn. They work on the range. They do stuff like that. So we want to reach out to them and say, hey, are you interested? Give some place to work and practice all at the same time.
So, well, Chris, we just want to say thank you for your enthusiasm and your spirit of excellence, trying to bring that back to Bartlett, make that a premier golf course again. And so I want to thank you, and I want to thank Miss Felicia. Can we give them a round of applause? Thank y'all. Bye, Miss Felicia.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, a word from our superintendent of Bartlett City Schools, Dr. David Stevens.
Good evening. It's an honor to join you as we reflect on the progress shaping our city and look ahead to the exciting future before us. At Bartlett City Schools, we recognize that strong schools are a foundation to a thriving community. If you're like me, the two questions I hear the most when families consider moving to Bartlett are, is it safe? And are the schools good? We feel our continued success plays a vital role in supporting residential growth, economic development, and our overall quality of life. Over the past several years, our district has remained focused on academic excellence. We continue to expand our course offerings, strengthen career and technical education pathways, and increase dual enrollment opportunities so that students graduate prepared for college, career, and service. As Bartlett continues to grow, so does our commitment to aligning with workforce needs. We're enhancing partnerships with local businesses and industry leaders to expand hands-on learning, industry certifications, and career exploration opportunities. By strengthening these connections, we are building a sustainable talent pipeline that supports the city's long-term economic vitality. Looking ahead, we're making strategic investments in facilities and infrastructure that will serve students for years to come. At Bartlett High School, construction is underway on a 110-yard covered outdoor turf practice facility designed to provide added protection and safety during extreme heat. This facility will support band, football, lacrosse, soccer, and other student activities, maximizing its impact across campus and represent a meaningful investment in student experience, safety, and opportunity. In addition, the planning phase has already begun for a new Altria Elementary School, which will be built on the existing campus. For more than a year, we have been carefully evaluating the best path forward, comparing renovation, partial upgrades, or a complete rebuild. To determine the most responsible solution for our students and community, this facility was identified as one of the district's greatest needs since our district was formed, and we've been planning strategically for this moment. Also, there will be no impact on our property taxes as the project will be fully funded by the school district. In the coming weeks, we look forward to sharing preliminary plans and engaging the community in the vision for this new state-of-the-art learning environment that will serve the next generation of Bartlett students. District-wide, we continue evaluating long-term facility needs, prioritizing capital improvements and modernizing classrooms to support innovative instruction. This includes ongoing technology upgrades and enhanced safety measures to better serve our families. We're also expanding early literacy initiatives and targeted academic interventions to ensure every child builds a strong foundation from the earliest grades. At the secondary level, we continue to grow STEM-focused opportunities and career pathways aligned with emerging industries and regional workforce trends. We're especially excited to announce a new turf management program in partnership with Quail Ridge Golf Course, which will provide students with hands-on training and real-world experience in course maintenance and sports turf management, further strengthening our commitment to workforce development and innovative program offerings. Equally important is continued investment in people. Bartlett City Schools has been recognized as a top workplace in the region for 9 consecutive years, including this year receiving the Meaningfulness Award, underscoring that our employees believe they are part of something that truly matters. We continue to strengthen recruitment pipeline, mentorships, programs, and professional development to ensure we attract and retain exceptional educators and staff. Our partnership with city leaders, first responders, local organizations, and community volunteers remain essential. Schools are community hubs, and together we're creating environments where students feel supported, safe, and inspired. As Mayor Parsons has shared, Bartlett's momentum is transforming vision into action. Bartlett City Schools is proud to be a driving force within that momentum. We will continue to invest wisely, plan strategically, and be innovative to ensure our schools not only keep pace with the city's growth, but help lead it. At Bartlett City Schools, we stay committed to preparing the next generation to carry that progress forward. Thank you for your continued partnership and support of our students, our staff, and our shared future. And like I always say, Bartlett, there's no place I'd rather be.
We want to thank Dr. Stevens for all of his hard work and all of our school board members. And as you heard on there, he mentioned to the building of a new Altaria school. A date's been set, so March the 12th at 5 o'clock at Altaria Elementary. They'll be sharing those ideas of the new Altaria Road School building. And I just want to share something that's not on the script, but for the first time in the only city, in the only school system in the West Tennessee region to be recognized as great places to work for the first time, the city of Bartlett was recognized as one of the great places to work, along with the schools, something the school's been doing for 7 or 9 years. So we was the only municipality where the city employees and employees of the school system was recognized for a great place to work. So I want to thank that. So that's what the two banners out front are about. Jim, who's up next?
Mayor, coming up next, we've got a pair for you. It is Police Chief Jeff Cox and Fire Chief Tommy Gately.
Chief, they look pretty good dressed up, don't they? And, Chief Cox, since you're the closest to me, I'll give you the first question. How engaged is the Bartlett Police Department with the community and public relations?
Well, you know, we think it's so important for us to build a gap between the police department and our community. So every year, we do police academies for citizens, we do two youth academies, we do a chaplain academy. And throughout the year, we do coffee with a cop. We go to local restaurants in the morning and drink coffee with our community. And we just did one last week. It was a little bit different. It's Pop with a Cop. We went to one of the nutrition centers in Bartlett and drank sodas in the middle of the day. So we had a great time, and it's just an opportunity for us to get out there and meet the people we're serving.
Is that Yankee talk for Coke?
Yeah, Tommy told me to say that.
Tommy told you to say that. Me. So has the new 911 center been beneficial in serving the public in emergency operations?
Oh, it has. We're so excited. We opened up in June of last year, and we are able to give better service not only to our employees, who are enjoying a great, nice, big building, but also to our community. Every call that we make to the police department, fire department, or maybe even public works, comes through our call centers. And so it's able for us to spread out and be able to service it better.
Yeah, and that costs Bartlett taxpayers what?
$0.
$0. That's really good right there. That was about a $11.5, $12 million project?
It was, and then all the money came through our 911 money that we pay on our cell phones. Shelby County 911 paid to build that building.
So not only are they out there fighting crime in the streets, back at the office, somebody's fighting to make sure that we get those grant dollars come back to Bartlett. So that's another another prudent thing that our police department did in trying to secure those dollars and place them back in our community rather than somewhere else. So thank you for a good job of that. And Chief, just recently on the board, we had a $1 million grant from the state of Tennessee. They gave us one, thank you, Brent Tutter, you're out there somewhere, and thank you for that $1 million. And that was issued to the police department for new and updated equipment. Share what we did with that $1 million.
Oh, yes, sir. You know, in 2024, we got $1.7 million. And then in 2025, Governor Lee opened up another grant, and we got secured another $1 million. And in that $1 million, we're going to do infrastructures around the city with cameras and tag readers in order to monitor and to fight crime. And we also are able to enhance our drone program, and we're buying squad cars. So this is money that we're able to secure without the taxpayers being out for it.
So what we're saying is, Brent, this is how we'll make Bartlett matters.
That's right.
And so, anyway, thank you. And has the department seen any changes in the crime stats? Everybody's talking about what's going on with National Guard and all the alphabet soup here and all. Tell us what it's done, what kind of effect it's had on our crime around here.
Well, you know, when you talk about crime stats, it's up and down. But we have a great police department here, Mayor. You have put together some men and women who go out every day, take ownership of our city. And so our crime stats are always low. We live in a safe city. I wouldn't necessarily say that the Safe Task Force had anything to do with our crime rate going down. I would give credit to the police department, men and women in our uniforms. But when you put enough uniforms, enough policemen on the street, Shelby County's safe. And we have seen that with enhancing all the federal agents. We've had over 200-something federal indictments. The state troopers have made 30,000 or 40,000 stops on the interstate. And you start doing fight crime like we've always done in Bartlett, it makes a difference. And now we're seeing it countywide.
So, Chief, give me. So every day, how many uniformed officers put on the Bartlett police uniform? And how many do we have, I guess what I should say? How many policemen?
We have 150 police officers, sworn police officers. About 10 of those are part-time and reserves. But every day, these men and women are coming out on the street. And so we have more policemen on the street than we've ever had. And so I think it makes a big difference. So I'm hoping that when our citizens see those blue lights out there and see those officers out there, they know that they're working.
And not only do we have officers in the streets, but we have officers in every one of the schools also. So
That's exactly right.
Keeping our kids safe and trying to keep our streets safe.
Yes, sir.
So thank you, and Chief Gately. And a year ago, the board approved three fire EMTs to put on an ARV vehicle. And a bunch of people have asked, what is an ARV and what kind of impact and why did y'all do that and what is that? How does that fit in the big picture of what you're trying to accomplish?
Sure. An ARV is simply an alternative response vehicle, and what this vehicle does is it takes low acuity medical calls off truck one. New truck one is supposed to be here in July to August of this year, and it's $1.6 million empty. And so what we believe we'll be able to do is extend the life of that. 20 years is the average lifespan for a frontline piece of equipment. We believe we may be able to go 25 to 30 with this ARV taking low acuity medical calls off this fire truck. 80% of the medical calls that 80% of the calls that we make in the fire service are medical in nature, and 70% of those are low acuity. So the projections with the data that we're seeing, it's going to take more than half off of truck one, and then we're also seeing where it has the abilities to reach into engine two's territory, some of truck three, and maybe even engine four. So we believe it's going to not only save fuel, which our projections for FY26 in the recent budget is $8,000 to $10,000 less than what we projected for this year. So we're seeing that the fuel savings already. We know that safety, anytime you don't have a 65,000-pound fire truck on the street and you have a Ford Maverick with two firefighter EMTs on that, and you're able to meet the same demand. So we know the community's safer, but we really believe wear and tear, tires, brakes, fuel. There's been just the long-term savings of preserving this equipment is the goal.
So you're not sending $2 million of equipment on a call that is a medical call there. And does that do anything to take, people may ask, well, does that take medics off the street, or does that impair us if we had a fire?
No, sir. Unlike some other departments that are challenged with manpower, Truck 1 remains in service, and that's why it was critical last year to get those 3 personnel. It allowed us to do it as manpower permitted, and we are requesting 3 more this year, Mayor, because we want to do it full time, and we know it's going to have an even greater impact on the community as a result of that.
So was that a bug in the Alderman's ear?
Maybe.
The fire department saw major growth in the area of recruitment and applicants over the past year. Where do you believe all this interest is coming from? And Chief, I'm sorry, Scouts Honor, they told me to ask this. Why does everyone want to be a fireman?
I want to be transparent. I was reading today at Oak Elementary, and I had a bunch of little kids tell me that they wanted to be policemen. And so I have to admit that. However, they did want to see the fire truck that I didn't have. I didn't bring it. We believe that our men and women, as well as the community, are our best business card. The networks, the circles of our firefighters and their families, reaching out to friends and other candidates they believe are good applicants. We're completely supported by the community, whether it be Facebook or just the letters that we receive. You sent me an email today on something you received, and our men and women do an exceptional job. Chief Webster deserves a lot of credit. But really, in the grand scheme of things, we think people want to be in Bartlett. It's kind of like, I don't really like to bring sports into this nature, but people love winners. And they want to, whenever Tennessee was winning, you saw a lot of orange. And now that Ole Miss is winning, you'd see a lot of blues and reds. And, that's really what we believe, is that people know that Bartlett Fire Department is winning, and we believe people want to be a part of winning teams.
Thank you. Chief, did you have something on the tip of your tongue?
I want to add something real quick. Last year we had in 2024, we had 60 applicants for 8 positions. Last year we had 270 applicants.
Wow.
For 8 positions.
Mayor, me and Chief Cayley talk a lot, and we try to make sure that our departments are out there in front. And I will say that this is the first time, I've been here a little bit.
36 years? 37?
Thank you, Mayor. And it's really the first time that we have been able to work together and to secure great candidates. And we do tease the fire department a lot. And I know that, but they beat us in everything. So, but the police department, I was called down to a school the other day, and they asked me, why don't you have openings? What is going on in your city that your employees talk so good about you? Why are you the best workplace in Shelby County? It's about family.
Yeah.
And we always say, and I told the guy, so it's about family. And we're family, we don't leave each other. So, Tommy, we appreciate you and the service that you give us. And Tommy's my hero.
Mayor, let me add to something real quick. It is about a working relationship, and we do compete, and it creates great camaraderie. But we're standing on the shoulders of giants. There's been a lot of great men and women that come before us that have built foundations. Me and Chief Webster joke all the time that we take zero credit for any of it, because when we were back on the streets, we were living on the reputations of people that built that before us.
Yes.
And that's all we're trying to do. We're trying to be wise stewards with the money and the reputations that have been afforded to us. We're blessed to be where we're at.
You gonna beat them this year for the barbecue trophy?
We're going to do it.
You gonna do it?
We're taking home the barbecue trophy.
This is y'all's year. This is y'all's year. Tommy, the last thing, can you provide any update on a new fire truck or any new projects that's up and coming? I know the truck that's supposedly be here in July, we've been waiting on for, 3 years now?
3.5.
And so give us any updates.
We talked to the manufacturer 2 weeks ago, and they actually gave us specific dates of when they're going to start building certain parts of the truck. So we're pretty confident that it's going to happen. Start building in July, and hopefully have it either by the end of July to mid-August. And then we're looking at a possible color scheme. There's no red involved, but just stay tuned. We're looking at mixing up a little bit of the decals or colors.
Okay, still keeping the yellow, but
maybe a little.
Just wait and see,
little
right?
Spice. For
Wait
sure.
and see. So
Also, I'd like to say, I know he talked about the Citizens Police Academy, but for FY27, what we really do want to do is they're extremely successful in reaching the community in that manner, and we love to try to do something similar. And that's our goal, is to add a Citizens Fire Academy. We want to start with an Elected Officials Academy. And that way we can make sure they understand exactly what we do and why we need what we need. Not everybody has a fireman on their board, but on the flip side, we're passionate about educating the public, and we believe that if we can educate them, then we can also prevent some of the potential emergencies that we may have.
So we play cleanup here. Jeff was only 10 years old when he joined the police department. And, but another thing that just dawned on me is that what the passion and the heart that these two individuals have for our city. And I just sit up here and looked and remembered that you both are graduates of Bartlett High School. So
Yes, sir.
that's another thing that we say hometown proud around here, and thankful for y'all staying here and giving back to our community and leading us with excellence and making a difference. So can you give them a round of applause and tell them thank you? Thank you. Thank you, Tony. I hate to say this, but we always round out with Todd Halford coming, and I'm sorry. He'd say they save the best for the last, but Jim, can you tell us who's up next?
Join me in welcoming to the stage our Director of Parks and Recreation, Paul McFly Wright. Our Director of Community Relations, Material Girl, Debbie Gelano. And last but not least, our Chief of Communications Officer, Crockett and Tubbs rolled into one, Todd Halford.
Okie doke. Paul, we're going to start with Mr. Fly here. So what are some of the new projects and upgrades to our local parks we have coming up?
Boy, we've been making a lot of headway over the past 12 plus months. So we just wrapped up the Dixon Brewer enhancements, which was a $600,000 CDBG grant that concluded in June of 25. We have the Shadlon project, which is in process right now, another grant-funded project where we received $750,000 from TDEC to upgrade that at $1.5 billion enhancements. We're going to completely overhaul that entire facility. So a brand new restroom concession building, walkways that are all ADA compliant, brand new parking area. And what I'm probably most excited about is the inclusive playground that is going to be our first inclusive playground in the city of Bartlett.
Wow.
And so one of the things we're really working towards is addressing the existing infrastructure needs. So Shadlon, Dixon Brewer, two of our older parks, we're continuing to work on all the various pieces of infrastructure that really make a big difference. Everything from the replacing trash cans and benches and park swings to repaving walking paths, all of that is a very important initiative for us, and we're being as aggressive as we can in doing it.
Thank you. And so you can tell us more about the new stage.
Oh gosh, yeah. Before we get into the stage, which is another exciting project, I have to give a big shout out to Commissioner Mick Wright. No relation. I'm a Wright, he's a Wright. No relation, but Mick Wright generously donated a $200,000 grant to the city of Bartlett for that. So it's fully funded through that grant. Thank you, Mick Wright. It's completely customized. We've got a mimic of it here on the far right. It's going to mirror the A. Keith McDonald Pavilion. It's going to be completely portable. What we've done is we are retrofitting an existing equipment trailer that we were no longer using, and it is custom designed. It's going to fold out. It's almost like a transformer, and so we're going to be mobilizing that in the coming months. We'll be kicking off over the summer months with some of the events, and so we can't wait to unveil that new stage.
So it's been making a capital investment of millions and millions and millions of dollars of building a fixed asset in one place. The idea is this will be mobile, and we can move it to 4th of July, whatever we need to do, and make it available. Pretty cool idea. I like that idea, and really excited about Shadlon, and really excited about getting all these restrooms renovated. So, Miss Debbie, What are some of the events that we can expect in 2026?
Well, we're so excited. So last year, we had over 400 events that we were a part of. This includes the events at the library, the ones that the parks did, citywide events. So we are so excited to have more events this year. So we're going to be working a lot, which we're used to. So
Few weekends and
yeah,
nights.
and
That's
just
okay.
weekends and nights. But you
What's
all
a
love
weekend?
it. So there's something for everyone. So some of the great things we have this year, we already have Bartlett Live. We are in our 3rd year for Bartlett Live. We're so excited. So we learned a lot the first year. Last year was awesome. So this year, if you have not seen this flyer around, or if you're not on social media. But anyway, we had some great, great bands. So everybody's been saying, why did y'all not have Twin Soul? Well, we're having Twin Soul this year. So if you like rock and roll, they're there. We have Truck Patch Revival. They were at the festival last year, and they were a huge hit, so they're going to be here. The Park Hillbillies,
Hey.
Rock the Boat. So get ready to have a Hawaiian luau with Rock the Boat. We were so excited. And then Business Casual, a little different kind of music, a little more laid back. And then to end it up, Jay Jones, who everyone loves Jay Jones. So we've got some exciting things. We've got the festival coming up. We got the Bruce Key Band at the festival. And make sure I get this right, Todd, my boyfriend's new mom, or my mom's new boyfriend. I always forget.
Your mom's new boyfriend.
I wish my mom had a boyfriend.
Your mom's new boyfriend.
So we're so excited. So there's something for everyone. And if you don't like live music outside, then get with Miss Felicia, because she has some awesome stuff going on at the library, which helped us bring that number up to 400. And
Can I plug some live music too?
yeah, oh,
Do not forget BPAC.
Yes.
Music by the Lake.
We
They've
are.
got 2 shows in June. Almost Elton John is going to be here.
You can wear those glasses.
Probably. And Almost Famous is coming back. So those are going to be 2 really good shows right here at BPAC in June. So don't miss those.
Yeah, 80s music. Yeah.
It is.
So we're excited. So there's something for everyone, all of our events. And we're excited. And oh, can't forget, it's America's birthday. 250th birthday. Well, it's America's birthday every July, but this year is the 50th year, and we're going to have a great fireworks show. Our fireworks this year are on July the 2nd. We do have a holiday on July the 3rd, and we would really like to enjoy that with our families. So we are celebrating our fireworks on July the 2nd. So mark that on your calendar before you do your vacation plans. I think that's about it, Mayor, but I have a whole book of events. I just brought it.
She'll be around if you get questions.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Mr. Todd, what are we doing with social media? And tell us what's new on the website. We had a banner year for 2025. Over 2025, we ended up reaching 101 million screens. 101 million times. People got great information on what's happening in Bartlett and a bunch of really bad dad jokes, but I like them.
Yeah, amen.
But what I'm most excited about is the new website that we launched in January, beinbartlett.com, BEIN Bartlett.com. For those people that are not on social media, and yes, there are people out there, it's weird, but people are not on social media, this helps you break the algorithm. This will get you the information straight away. It's got 4 sections that are super important. Be There, which is going to give you a link to all of our events. Be In the Know, which is going to give you a link to all of our social media. Be Home, for anybody that's looking to move to Bartlett. It's going to give you great information on links to Bartlett schools, what's happening in Bartlett, home prices and whatnot. And the last one is Be In Business. And that is going to be for anybody that wants to open up a business right here in Bartlett. It's going to give you some contact information for the chamber and for our economic development manager. But man, it's a great tool. We already had thousands and thousands of visits on it, and it's going to be a really good tool over the next couple of years. Thank you. Anything else do we leave out? You want to talk about, fill in?
How much more time do you want to go? I mean,
We got a lot of things. In closing, I want to say thank y'all for joining us tonight. So can we give them a round of applause? Oh, I thought you were going to leave it. Is Bartlett a great place to be or what? As you know, and wrap up tonight's rad State of the City address, I want to take a moment to say something that I think everyone in the room already knows. That Bartlett isn't just keeping up. We've said it time and again, we're leading the way. In every municipal government, our departments are setting the standard that others are just simply trying to emulate. They're doing it with excellence, they're doing it with pride, and they're doing it with a whole lot of heart. But before I cue in the music and roll the credits for tonight, I want to talk a little bit about the future. The future, we're about to take it to a whole nother level. Our city theme says it all. Bartlett is a great place to live, to work, to play, to raise your family, and yes, retire. And our mission is to keep it that way. To do that, we have to make sure that our residents have places to call home, places to work, and places to enjoy everyday life. That's the formula. That's the priority. And our board has demonstrated that time and time again over the past several years. Let's talk about housing for a minute. Housing diversity has been the majority focus for us. And if all that is planned projects move forward, we'll be looking over the next several years of adding 519 new single-family homes and other housing opportunities in our future. We need places for our kids to come back to after college and after learning that trade. We need places for our seniors to age in place without leaving the community that they love. Housing diversity is one of the pillars of our future success. Additionally, our residents will be happy to know that we'll be investing $3 million into paving projects and continue to update our deep water wells and our aging water systems. So, we don't want you just to live here. We want you to work here too. And that's why we annexed more than 300 acres and are working every day to market new industries here in our Bartlett town. We've also taken on a massive challenge of fixing the Fletcher Creek sewer system. The project covers our Bartlett Industrial Park, which is 372 acres. And what this does is this will unlock 315 of those acres that are undeveloped. And so jobs equal growth. And when companies come to Bartlett, they stay. We've proven that over 8 billion weighs of the gross regional product they produce. And of course, if you want to play here, our events this year are off to a great start. But we need more businesses. We need more entertainment. We need more places for our families to gather and enjoy it right here in our hometown. That's why our board created an economic development manager position last year. And Jared Myers is who we just hired, and he's hit the ground running. We already had a lot in the pipeline, and with any luck, this year, we will be full of announcements that will move Bartlett forward. This administration has done a heck of a lot in the last 3 years. And let me tell you, our future is so bright. You gotta wear shades. Jerry, we're leaving house. I'd like to thank tonight Production One, who's again been running our audio and our video, and this cool sign right here. The Frank Bolton Sign Company made that for us. It said, David, that's our gift to what Bartlett's got going on. Thank you. Can we say thank you for this? I always want to thank Jeremiah Wooden and Seth, Shane Seth, and yeah, even Todd Howard for help. And but it was a lot to put this on, and we're just so glad to do it. And I just want to close by saying, thank you for believing in this city. Thank you for making Bartlett the best place to be. and the best is yet to come. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. Good night.